and you'll see crime plummet overnight. I guarantee, I promise you, try it. Prove me wrong. Somebody prove me wrong that society could work if we had a minimum guaranteed income. Prove to me I'm wrong. And you say, oh my gosh, that's welfare. I would never get welfare. Welfare? Who's the boss of this world? Tell me, who's the boss of this world? Are you not the boss of this world? Am I not the boss of this world in the eyes of God? Isn't it the decent, the upright that are supposed to take the bull by the horns, take charge, put their foot down, and demand social, political, and economic justice for people? I suggest that it definitely is. We are the ones God's called upon to do the work that is the work that needs to be done. The problem that needs to be confronted is the madness, the illogic, the unreality, this tax on our very existence. We need to question the validity of this. Who has a right to do this? Who has a right to say, no, you can't homestead? Yeah, you're born on planet Earth, but you've got to pay a cost of living, and if you don't do it, then you get to die. Okay, and we're going to just keep on running you out. We're going to roust you in the middle of the night if you're sleeping somewhere where it's unauthorized for you to sleep. If it's not in a shelter, we got to build more shelters. And living in a shelter, is that any worse than living in a jail? I don't know. O.J. Simpson said he's going to miss his jailmates. I mean, some of these guys have a pretty good time in prison. They find out, hey, right here, I got my own kind, birds of a feather, we don't fit into the system. And a lot of these are decent people. I mean, remember, the disciples went to jail. Paul was put in prison. Okay, I mean, a lot of righteous people through the ages have been put in behind four walls. So it doesn't mean that you're necessarily a criminal. Yeah, they get thrown in with a lot of criminals. The weakest links in society, they break, they snap. Those are the people I'm talking about preventing from snapping. I'm talking about saying those weak links are just as valuable to God, and we should see it that way as you and I. So you say, well, that guy's weak. Here's what he should do to be successful. If he wants out of his depression, he needs to just go fit in. He needs to work hard. He needs to get a job. And if he's not satisfied at that job, he needs to get here's all the answers. You got all the answers. It's all about fitting in and conforming. It's all about going along with the system, compromising with the social Darwinian economics. When it just keeps getting harder and harder, and who can deny it? And the bar just keeps getting raised higher, and we're supposed to accept that because America's still the best house in a bad neighborhood? I don't accept that. It's not okay. I'm not going to sit here and accept regression without saying what I've got to say. And I'm trying to win people over to logic, reason, understanding, the truth, mathematics, willingness to do the math. Show me. Okay, and I'm willing to do that with people. I'm willing to tell you that we don't need to have 20-something guys a day taking their own lives because of these dubious wars they were involved in. What the hell's going on here? Is this in any way, shape, or form okay? You're going to just go on with your life and say, well, my life is good, and I have a sense of security, and I have a sense of freedom, and I can't be bothered with other people's problems. That was their decision to go to war. They weren't drafted. We can say all that. It was somebody's decision to commit a crime and go to jail. Their economic, financial desperation, their desperate fear of not having, money to pay their bills, that's their problem alone. I can't deal with it. I can't worry about the national debt. My numbers keep going up. I keep getting a cost of living adjustment. I don't understand what the national debt's all. Let's borrow more money. Let's borrow $1 billion, $1 trillion. Okay, let's just, whatever, and just see the wealth disparity keep growing, see poverty keep increasing, and let that money fall in the hands of fewer and fewer pockets. I can't worry about that. I'm doing okay. See, I understand people. I get it. I get why people go along to get along. I get why they just don't want to rock the boat. I mean, yeah, we need some changes. Let's tweak it here. Let's create more jobs. And, we got to get the pay up a little bit. We got to tweak it over here. We got to make lending more easy so people can start businesses more easily. And we're going to get the gross domestic product up and all this. I understand. It's all good and all that. And we're going to get rid of illegal immigrants. And this is how we're going to fix the economy, by doing all these little things. And I'm saying, look, that's all fine, but that's a drop in the bucket. It's just part of this excruciating minutia. We need to go for the jugular, go for the throat, go for the root of the problem. And until we do that thing, we're going to just be spinning our wheels. They're going to find one trick after another, one rabbit after another to pull out of the hat to justify increasing the debt. They don't ever want the debt to start going away. They don't ever want this worm to turn. They don't ever want this trajectory to stop going in the direction they want it to go. Ever increasing wealth disparity, ever increasing poverty, social Darwinism, killing people. They're dying right under our noses. They're committing genocide right under our noses with this homelessness. And then they act like the good guys. This is what really rubs me the wrong way, is all these politicians, all these highfalutin people you see on the media and how they're all indignant. Oh, Trump, he's such a big meanie. He doesn't want open borders, and he wants these poor immigrants that have built America, and America's a nation of immigrants, and he doesn't want all these people, all these dreamers, and all that DACA and all this. He doesn't want this unmitigated immigration and all these refugees. He's such a mean, incompassionate man. Oh, and anybody that supports him, and anybody that wears a red cap like sees Stephen Colbert, what an a-hole he is, and he's telling you you're an a-hole. And then these are the same people that are okay with the system going the direction it is. Okay, so I don't want to hear from guys I listen to about Alex Jones saying America's still so great and our poorest have it better than other people in the world. You're just like, you become, in my mind, you become just like those people that I can't stand. Okay, you're buying the same blue pill is what you're doing. You're compromising. It's social Darwinism has crept into your soul and your spirit, your mind. So it's speaking out your tongue. It's in your heart. You need to purge it. You need to exercise it. You need to ask God to reveal it to you and get it out. Be honest. That's it. Be honest with the evil that's in your own heart and soul and mind. The reason they want the immigration, cheap labor, that's just a small part of what they want. What they like is keeping the blue-collar class in their place. Don't you dare get cocky. Remember all those unions? Use that. Don't even think about going there again. I could get somebody for 1/4 what you've been charging to do the job that you do. I could pay them under the table. They're not even legal. And then I can use extortion and tell them, look, I'm going to tell ICE. If you try to speak out about this slavery, I've got you under this bondage. I've got you under. You understand where we're at in history? You understand the mess we're in? The reality? The gravity of this situation? We're in dire straits, folks, and that's what I'm trying to convey. And I can't stand people trying to tell me I lack compassion when I'm the guy that's been a homeless advocate practically my entire life. As a child in Italy, I got to witness abject, extreme, desperate poverty. And now I've seen it grow in America. And I realize where it's all stemming from. Who's doing this? And why does it have to persist? Is it God's fault? Is there no rhyme and reason and logic? Is God just incompetent and impotent? Okay, what's going on here? I've asked myself my whole life. I want out of this nightmare. I want the problems to get fixed, for crying out loud. Okay? I want to be free. I want you to be free. I want us all to be free. Because I want to be happy. And the only way I could be happy or anybody else could be happy is to be free. And I can't be free as long as I got to pay these evil money masters of misery a tax on my very existence. Yet isn't that the case? What's the option? I go die out in the cold or accept welfare, and welfare's not even there anymore? They keep making the problem worse, and I'm telling you, no, we got to get rid of the welfare. So you say, well, that's inconsistent. How can you tell us we got to get rid of the welfare? They're exacerbating the problem. You take in particular Section 8 housing, $50 billion a year they've been spending to fund this problem. They're feeding the problem. Homelessness has increased dramatically since they started this Section 8 program. Supposed to help people that can't afford a roof over their head anymore. Right? No, it should all be seen as temporary program. Let's fix the problem of homelessness. People that can't afford to buy a house, we've got to assist them until they're homeowners. You understand? That's what you wean people off this welfare. And that's how you do it. And for crying out loud, we are in such a mess, okay, that we've all got to just be honest. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I myself, listen, I get more than my share, or at least I get my share. Okay, I don't want to be a crybaby on a pity pot. Okay, but I'm telling you, I get my share. I get it. I understand the very powerful implications of not being able to pay your bills. Okay, I get that your dignity, your pride, your security, your sense of freedom is all involved in this. That you become desperate. You become filled with fear when you don't have enough money. When